Welcome back to the shed. Got another little project that I'm working on. I've got a Christmas fair coming up soon, so I'm trying to sort of come up with some little ideas as to what to take. I've got a few little bits and pieces that I've got sorted. I'll try and show them in another video if you guys are interested, that is. If you are, let me know and I'll show you the little bits and pieces I've got going. But I've got a neat one that I want to share with you now, and I'll give you a little run through of it, just through what I've had to play around with and what's worked for me. And it's quite neat, and they actually, you can do them in whatever way you want by the seams of things. I'm going to try in a couple of different ways in this video, a couple of different other styles. Basically, it's the balancing wine bottle holders. Let me lay you down so you can see it. So I have two different ones that I've got here. One just very plain piece of ply. Now, like I say, these ones are only just tests. Another one which is quite a funky little shape. When I made this one, I thought, because I've taken a lot of bulk of the wood away, it wouldn't stand. But as you can see, clearly it stands really, really well. And then my partner decided to play along as well. So we made another one which is very similar, but it's a bit of a... So I'm going to make a couple of different ones. I also want to have a go at making one that holds two bottles. So the two bottles will hold probably more at an angle, but sort of like that. As I think that also looks cool. Now bear in mind, if you do make one with two bottles, when you take one bottle out, catch the other one, because it will tumble. You don't want to make a mess, especially with red wine. Right, I've got, wherever I put it, a scrap piece of ply here that I'm going to play around with. This one will only be big enough to get probably one bottle out of it, just because of the shape and length of it. What else have I got to play with? Bit of EVF, at least proof of concept anyway. So once I've got things set up, I'll bring you back. So we're going to go and give the double bottle holder a try first. Again, like I said, I'm only doing it out of MDF just for a proof of concept, see if it works, as I know the concept for the single ones work pretty well, and you can do some really odd shapes with them as well. So board length seems to be around about 13 inches, a good one for the double bottles. First hole ends up being, if you base your measurements for the holes from the very bottom of the board, the first one is about 3 3/4 inches, and then the second hole, again still from the bottom of the board, is up to 10 inches. So that's where the placement holes will be. These ones, the holes for the necks are done 1 1/4 inch, 4 and a bit is what I use. This one I'm going to try 1.5 inches to see how that works. With these, I did give them a round over all the way around, including in the hole. And what that does, if you drill the hole through straight, but then put either a chamfer or a round over bit around it, it allows the bottle to actually then rest down more at a different angle. So right, it won't be completely flat unless you actually drill the hole through at a complete 45 angle, the same as the base. I've not got anything set up to be able to do that with my drill press, and as much as I like to jerry rig things and err on the side of what's the worst that can happen, I'm not comfortable doing it with this one for some reason. So I've been drilling the hole straight, then using a round over bit or a chamfer to get the angles. Let's give this one a go. I don't know if you'll be able to see me over there, but I'm going to my chop saw. I always forget that I have to move the fence out of the way when I do the angle joints. There you go, what it is. Now when you do give this a light sanding, just because I did with these as well, you don't want to take anything off of this angle really, just because it plays about a bit too much. You want to try and keep this as flat as it can be. You don't want to end up putting any dips in it or changing the angle from where you're sanding it above 45 degrees. Next I'm going to drill the hole straight through. You can see there. What I like to do when I'm using the Forstner bit, save you blowing anything out the back, I just drill a hole straight through, and it gives you another point to locate your Forstner bit in the back here, so you can come back through from that side. Saves you, as I say, from blowing out the back of the wood and wrecking any of your products. Now at the moment it's not the prettiest because it is a very rough piece, but at least that's those two cut out. I'm going to move the camera now and we'll give it a go with the bottles. You can go along with me. So, what do we think is going to happen? But hey, now that's the very first time I've actually done a double bottle stand, and I would say it's worked out quite well. Now I can transfer this onto some other woods I've got. I've got some exotic woods. I've got some exotic woods up here that I can make a couple of pretty ones out of. Or I've got some pine and some other bits I can play with as well. It just depends on the price range you're going to sort of try and get from, really. And take these out so I don't smash them. So, best thing to do, I find, with the pricing is feel out your area, really. You're going to know your area better than I do, potentially. So, give your area a try. Put them up at 10-15 quid. If they start moving, happy days. if you sell enough of them, you might be able to bump up the price a little bit. And again, it depends on whether you make them interesting, funky little pieces, or whether you make them just plain and straightforward. And obviously, if you do stuff like this, you could always personalize it. So whether that's doing a bit of engraving on it, whether that's, I've got a partner who does a lot of stuff with crickets, putting vinyl on them, something along that way. It's entirely up to you what you want to offer your customer. So for now, I'll put that on the side. We'll go through the single bottle stand. So with this one that I've got here, it measures a total length of 8.5 inches, and the center of the hole is just below 6.5 inches. I found that with all the ones that I've done, even these ones, works out really well, that size. And even if you do leave them plain, it doesn't look odd being too big or anything there. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna use this one as my template to do this one, just so I can get the hole where I want it to be. But now this is where you can get a bit jazzy with things if you want. You can put your different spin on anything. I've seen them done out of different shapes, stars, wine bottles, loads of different bits and pieces. Obviously I've done a couple of goofy, weird looking things. Growing up, my favourite artist was Salvador Dali, which I think is why I generally go for weird, melty looking things like this a lot. So bear with me, I'm going to rack my brain, see what we're going to do for this one, and then I'll come back to you. Right, I've had a play around, been really adventurous, sarcastically. Done a smallish bottle, wherever you look at it, it's a wine bottle or whatever else. I like rum myself. I think I'm going to put a bottle of rum in one of these. Could be a rum bottle. Did think about a fishy sort of shape. Fishy sort of shape even. But then once it stands on the end, it might be more like a rocket. Who knows? But I think I'm going to go with the bottle looking one. I'm going to rough it out on a bandsaw and then we'll go from there. Stay with us. That's a rough cut at the moment. Now to do the 45 and then draw out the hole. There we are. Again, it's only a rough one, just to see if it works and show you guys that you can do pretty much any different shape you want. I will pretty it up a little bit more. I will run the router over it, give it a nice little round over, may do a chamfer. I think for a bottle style, a round over will be better. However, I don't think I'm going to round over the hole this time, as the 1.5 inch Forstner bit that I'm using seems to let the bottle rest at a nice angle without any round over. If I round it over obviously more, it will drop down more. I may try around with another piece of scrap first to see how much more it lets it drop down. I'll let you know if I do. Let's see how it sits. There we go. So yet again, that's another funky one that you can try. If you guys do give any of these a try, put your pictures in the comments. Throw them over to me. Let me have a look. It may give me some more inspiration and different things to try. So for now, I'm going to leave it at that. Only a quick little video, show you guys that there's another little thing that you could do potentially, whether it's just for Christmas presents for your loved ones or your not so loved ones, or whether you actually want to try and make them to sell them. They are quite a simple little thing to do, and the world is your oyster when it comes down to a lot of different shapes and stuff and designs. As long as you stay with those parameters of the sizes, I think it's going to work out quite well. So whether that be a case of the single one, I'll put in the